afternoon. This is Effective Communication in Higher Education. My name is Hannah Antosh, and this presentation is for Dr. John Mendez for Education 548. So like I said, good morning. My name is Hannah Antosh. I have been teaching science for 5 years now. I just completed my 5th year in the classroom. I've been teaching anywhere from grade 7th grade to 11th grade. In all fields and all disciplines, although my main background is in biology. The purpose of this presentation is to talk through effective communication, both in conflict and not in conflict, and the effect that effective communication has on the classroom. Now, there are 3 main strategies that I implement to foster effective communication within my classroom. The first one is to be aware of the audience. As you educate, you must know that all students are different people. You're going to have students whose major is in science, and you're going to have students who are taking a science credit because that is what their degree plan requires, not because they're necessarily interested in it. So being mindful of the audience of students that you have will greatly impact the way that you communicate with them, and that can really change the way that they perceive that subject or how interested they are in this particular subject. You know, as the assigned article said, speak lawyer to lawyers and speak farmer to farmers. So style of communication needs to be dependent upon the audience. I'm going to communicate very differently with my 7th grade earth science students than I am with my 11th grade chemistry students, simply because, difference in age, difference in skill, and difference in content. The second one is listen. The second one is listen more than you speak. Most people simply want to be heard, whether they're talking about their day, their grade, or something going on in their life. Many people simply just want someone to listen to them. Listening attentively to students, to colleagues, allows you to build a community in your classroom of where people feel safe, they feel cared for, and in turn, this affects their learning. Going along with that last point, speak rarely and avoid ramblings and musings. My father had a great saying. He used to always say, you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Please use them in proportion. Whether this saying is original to him, it probably isn't, but it is a great one nonetheless. By speaking rarely and avoiding ramblings and musings, you are reducing the possibility of miscommunication between you and your audience. And this allows for students to really get what they need from you, rather than speculating on the shape of the earth or, any number of silly things. By speaking rarely, and just avoiding, this internal thought process becoming external, you are reducing the impact of ineffective communication. There are challenges to effective communication at higher education setting. First one is that these are students who are in a very different developmental stage than younger students. Typically when you're going to be working with adult learners, they're not looking at teachers as this great role model, and they're typically not going to hang on your every word as, like, say, maybe a 3rd or 4th grader will. They have lives, they have other things on their mind when they're in your class than just biology. Second thing is limited time. In a college setting, you're going to have far more limited time than you would, say, in a high school, middle school, or elementary school. Strategies to de-escalate conflict. First and foremost, I'm always a big proponent of setting up a specific time at a later date in order to talk through the conflict. In order to give both parties a chance to cool off before they meet together to discuss the conflict. Secondly, listening carefully and empathetically gives students this feeling that you care about them, you care about what their issue is, and that you want to see it resolved. Thank you very much.